like the base of my thumb to do something, which is like entirely on me, but you know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what song I'm listening to, and training doesn't say what it is. Kind of slaps. It has a violin in it. I don't know. I mean, Kai's the training dummy, maybe. And it's also set up to, I think I have it set to random.
There we go.
Wait, I can just stream. What song is this?
Yeah, let's play.
Wait, I want to know what song this is first. Yeah. You can hear it better now.
Yeah, I
But-
can hear you.
Oh, you're hearing the screen, that's why. I feel like if
Oh.
I change my view on the screen right now, I will like
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
does it sound like older or newer Guilty Gear?
Honestly, I cannot answer that question.
Does it sound really high pitched? The guitar like really high pitched?
Kinda?
Alright, probably
I'll figure it out later. Okay. What's the ID? 2580?
pass the ID is CSF8 and the ID is 5.
Keep hearing Maze theme.
Probably hearing it through my computer.
Yeah, I think so. Your Discord icon keeps lighting up when it's happening.
Oh, I don't have no press on. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna move to commentary with Leo.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for the post, Avery. Hello, Leo.
Hi.
Hi. Running, no overload, everything got the CSM. Looks like we got this thing working.
So cool. You said the ID was TSFH?
Yes. CSF.
It says could not find a room.
Huh. That's really dumb. Oh, and my controller just
Let's go.
I'm just gonna reset the rest. Yeah. Oh, my controller breaking again. I actually reset it. Well, not because you have no friends who are most like, that's crazy. I will disband the room and make a new one. Oh no, I'll fix that. Okay, there we go, it's cranked. freak out over this controller though.
I can like hear it disconnect every time.
Okay, there we go, there we go. Alright, Liam, here's what I'm gonna do. It's got a code to find it, and it is RG60.
It's taking a while to search. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Alright, if you can give me a hot second, I'm just gonna tweet out that we're getting started. But you can come sit on the cabinet and get cozy next to my RoboKai. I gotta retweet my account too. My biggest L. Okay. This is my first time actually running a training lobby, like the training setting.
I got an achievement for it.
So I love it because obviously it puts you right in the training mode. Let me get all of the training shit off the screen. And let me make sure. Okay, so I sometimes draw some frames, but I think this is doable for a training lobby. So I'm gonna cover the really basic stuff about Raven first for anyone that's like watching or anyone that watches the VOD later. So Raven is a lot of things. He is a lot of things. And I feel like that makes him a really cool character because he really sums up a lot of how you can express yourself how you choose to in Guilty Gear. Raven is, he's a zoner. He's also rushdown, which is like everyone in the game, and he's oppressive OP. That is his biggest thing. Raven has access to a lot of weird and strange movement options that make him play a lot differently than other characters on the roster, which can, in the wrong hands, feel really unwieldy, and in the right hands can completely control any space on the screen as you see fit. The most general game plan with Raven, and you can really explore different ways to play as this character while adhering to this major game plan, is he's based around his excitement mechanic and his oppressive high-low mix-up. So, as you see that Liam's doing right now, Raven has access to a stance that can absorb all forms of damage, including IK, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's fucking crazy. So anyone that's watching, you can see that little icon above Raven's tension meter that's like really crazy. So where's the reset button? I think I can Do it. Nope, I do not want to open up big picture mode. Steam, do not do that.
Oh yeah, that like lagged me a bit, I think.
Yeah, holy shit. No, Xbox. Now there's an Xbox UI that won't go away. I swear. Alright. There goes my controller again. So while I wait, oh, there we go. So the biggest thing that you'll notice with Raven immediately is not him walking backwards like that. That is my controller wigging out. You know what? I'm not even going to use the controller right now. I'm going to use my keyboard so I can move like a normal character for a minute. So Raven has a really weird air dash. You'll see. Most people will see this. This shit's weird. It has a hitbox on it. And so, as everyone knows in Guilty Gear, all aerial normals count as an overhead. So he has access to an immediate overhead. It's about as instant as it gets. It's active before you even press a button. So what Raven wants to do is he wants to control space using things like his needle, his ball, which makes him sound like Venom, and his ability to get in with his air dash. Once Raven's in, he wants to do whatever he can to get the high-low mix-up between the air dash and access to his amazing knockdown potential that you can see off of, where is it? His, what key is it? There we go. Off of his 2D. This move is ridiculous. Look at this. It reaches so far. So, Raven, something that a lot of people actually don't know, is Raven deals shit damage. And that's why he has his excitement meter. So Raven is a snowball character, which means as he gets going, he gets better and better at what he does. So your typical options with Raven involve trying to get in on your opponent, and as a set play character with ridiculous Oki, you basically want to get your excitement to raise up and to continue dealing more and more damage. His excitement meter will raise through different ways. You'll see he has access to the scratch. Most things can cancel into this. This will give you a single little tick of excitement. You'll see like a little like dot if this connects. Whoops. You'll see a little like dot fly towards his excitement. He can get up to 10 ticks. If enough time passes and he hasn't done anything to raise excitement, it'll actually start to drain really quickly. So you want to do what you can to continue to do things that gain excitement. For every tick you get, you actually get a 3% damage boost. And so that's why Raven deals absurdly bad damage on most of his combos. He has shorter combos than most characters. So what you'll want to do with this character a lot is get comfortable with oppressing your opponent. Things like that, knockdown in the ball, forces them into an Oki situation. This used to be so good that they had to like nerf it. Like they had to like make the ball move up. Because it used to like pop up on top of Raven. It was like super fucked up. It was like super ridiculous. It forced your opponent to have to block, which, because you have instant high-low with your air dash and then your immediate lows after that, it just, it made the character not have to worry about how little damage he dealt. He didn't have to think about his excitement meter. It was like really bad. You can look up like original Revelator clips of like Raven mirrors and bracket. People hated this character. They still do, but like they really hated him. He inflicted a scar on the meta that will never go away, no matter how much they ever make this character. It is insane. So there we go. That's the move that we like. So Raven also has access to a command grab. That gives him 3 whole ticks of excitement, which is awesome. It is also one of the moves that he has that actually changes its properties depending on the excitement that he has with it. I can cover that later, the finer details of that. I'm sure you know some of the different properties of it by now, though, Liam.
I know for when you get like more excitement, Scratch like has longer range, I think.
Okay, so Scratch actually, it doesn't get longer range, it just, every 3 ticks, it gets a frame faster, a frame less.
Oh, it's faster, okay.
Yeah. So there are certain, like, really strict links you can get with Scratch at higher excitement. Command grab, I'll cover them now, but we'll go into more detail later. But command grab at 3 ticks will make you bounce towards Raven rather than away, which gives you combo potential. You can throw like a 5k out and you can get an air combo. Whereas off of a standard grab with no excitement, you have 2 follow-ups. You either have 2H or OP Ball. 2H you kind of want to do if you just want to get that last little bit of damage, like if it makes the difference in a round. But you don't want to give up your knockdown with just an extra 2H. You want to throw like a ball out or get your air dash ready or some shit. But Raven has a pretty simple game plan, all things considered. I would love it if my controller works. That would be awesome. That would be so good. Come on, there we go, there we go. So, one of the first things you'll notice about Raven, if you just press his buttons, the range on that shit. Look at that. Actually, yeah, look at that. You're just 5p alone. This is ridiculous. We're both at opposite sides of the screen, and we just triggered a danger time. That's messed up. So, I'm actually just going to admit this now. I will say everything about how carried Raven will make you. My favorite thing about him is that he's actually slow as fuck. This is his fastest normal. It's a 4p that's self-cancelable. It's active on frame 5, which is the same frame that his stance is active. Oh, there goes my controller again, because I hit it too hard. So Raven doesn't actually have a lot in terms of meaningful Abare or defensive options. So that's actually why, despite appearing like a zoner, he is a rushdown character, because you'll notice that Raven's options tend to be beneficial to the snowball. When you'll see it, like if you watch like good Ravens like Adapt or Babaloo, you'll see when they start going and they get their combos going, it's like a one-player game. It's so difficult, and it's very similar to the stuff that Leo does, where you have the ability to get out, but it's so hard to find that chance. And what separates a good Raven player from a bad Raven player is understanding how to create tick scenarios as well as gapless block strings. Because you can grab Raven out. A lot of his like more oppressive options I'll show you soon under like when we get to the advanced tech that I'm going to teach you. There's a lot of Raven stuff that you can actually just like really easily beat out that looked busted or oppressive. So, okay, what are my buttons again? Now that I'm on the stupid keyboard again. All right, so I guess I'm curious to ask then, what's something you're curious about with this character, as someone who started using him for a little bit? What do you struggle most as you've been using this character? What situations do you find that are hard for you?
I want to say like using his air dash, because like I think it's more of like an input method more than like an actual like character thing, because like I somewhat struggle doing like a instant air dash in this game, given that there's no dash button and I play on pad, so it's like I have to press twice on the D-pad while also doing other things. So it's like I had to go that high if I can like realistically do an air dash as fast as I can.
This is a good character for you as a player to use then if instant air dashing is difficult without a dash macro, because Raven has startup to his air dash unlike other characters, so what he gets off an instant air dash gives you plenty of time to actually like prepare for that follow-up. So like a really good example of like an advanced air dash I-80 situation is Baiken's like tatami mat. A really good round start with Baiken is tatami into instant backwards air dash, and there's like a really specific motion for it, and like really good Baiken players can like do that shit frame 1. The problem is,
I've seen that. It looks difficult.
Yeah, and a lot of I-80 situations involve having to have your next option ready to go, like the same frame you're doing your air dash, basically, and that takes a lot of practice. Raven, the higher skill ceiling of his air dash is more based around the properties of it. So, I think that's probably a really good starting point then to talk about the air dash in general. So to go back to some of the basics I was saying earlier, to sum up really quickly, Raven is a space-controlling, snowballing monster who wants to ruin all the fun of the game, take away all of your enjoyment, rob you of your Steam wallet, and give your kids coal for Christmas. There is not a moment that goes by in this game where this character does not want to inconvenience you or spite you, which is absolutely why I play this character. It's hilarious. So Raven has very awkward tools for controlling the space, and they'll feel very, very, very weird to people who are really used to this game with other characters. You'll notice he has his backdash, which does not have a ton of vulnerability, but it can actually it covers a pretty decent distance for a backdash, like closer to like the 10.
Yeah, it goes pretty far.
His back air dash is pretty good too, which is awesome. It's really quick. A lot of Raven players will forget about it because they're so used to the timing on the forward air dash that they forget, like, wait, this character has a normal movement option. But the big ones you'll notice is all of its forward momentum has some sort of gimmick to it. So you see his air dash obviously goes at an angle, and then he stays in it for a while. And you'll see his forward dash as well. It's not a true teleport. It's not like Slayer's. But while he is invincible, he is also invincible. So if you want to, this will be kind of hard to time because I'm on the keyboard, but if you want to throw a needle out, as you can see, you can stuff projectiles. This is kind of what I mean about how this character wants to control space. If a zoner tries to out-zone him, he can tell them to go fuck themselves. It's pretty awesome, actually. Most zoner-to-zoner situations tend to devolve into who can throw out the better projectile. And it's awesome that Raven has usually the better projectile because his needle can slow you down. But he can also just say, like, you know what? I'm not holding that. And he'll just teleport through your projectiles. So the big one, again, is the air dash. This has a hitbox on it. The little needle that's going through his brain is a hitbox. It's pretty awesome. There's some unique properties to this. But to start, I'll just say that this is core to Raven's kit. At the beginner level, the advice I like to give people all the time is just mash air dash. If someone manages to stuff it consistently, then you will be forced to adapt, but until your opponent adapts to an oppressive air dash like that, just keep doing it. And if someone teaches you that you need to do something else, then you keep playing with that person.
It's the novice check.
So, obviously the big thing is that it counts as an overhead. So you want to block low real quick? So I don't have to hit shit, and I already opened Liam up. But what happens if Liam blocks, if you want to block high? Uh-oh, I'm stuck in an air dash. Well, that doesn't matter, because what Raven can do is all sorts of fucked up air dash mix-up. So the unique property of Raven's air dash, if you can forgive me getting really technical about it here, is it actually triggers a unique state once that air dash hitbox connects with someone even on block. It forces Raven into a state where even though he is at the height of a grounded opponent, he is allowed 3 aerial hits before the next frame he will be on the ground. This is crucial to inventing really creative tick setups or gapless block strings, but generally speaking, you gain access to like 3 overheads, and then you can go right into your lows. If you look at all of Raven's buttons, they're all pretty slow. They don't feel slow when you come from shit like Strive, but this shit's slow. This shit's slow as fuck. Where these moves are at their best is when you compare the range for the frame data. This, his 5H, this is frame 10. That's crazy for how far it reaches. But if someone's in your face, like if there's a chip in front of your face, good fucking luck. You're not doing shit. So Raven has his sweep, but what's a really good fast normal is his 2K. So if you want to block high and don't block low, I'm going to do this. Oh, you might actually die from this, but... Central to Raven's kit is converting those highs into lows. Now, something that I'm going to jump ahead to be a bit advanced here because I know that you want to get to some of the good stuff, is here is how to expose Raven players. When they're in the air, it's all overheads. When they land, they don't have any overheads unless they get back in the air or 5D. That means Ravens aren't going to go from high to low to high unless it's a really specific hard call out with 5D. Ravens are always going to go high to low. What you want to do as a Raven player is mix up when that low shows up. The speed at which you can do attacks in the air after your air dash and how you chain those together to create block stun situations is critical because you can confuse the opponent. Here's one that I like a lot. You notice his 5H, the little weird orb? His JH, I mean. This is 3 hits. Remember how I said that when his air dash connects, it forces a state of 3 hits? So check this out. I want you to block. So I got all 3 hits, right? Now watch this. I'm going to do JK and then JH. Look at that. It stopped early. That was the only way without RCing to have that move end before all of his hits come out. That means you have access to a move that can take up that entire queue of air dash attacks. And whenever you choose to insert it, it will not supersede that rule. That means opponents that are trained to deal with your JH, that's where that move is at its best, is when you mix up when in your air block string it happens, because it can end short when someone is trained to think it's 3 hits, and then you can open up with 2k to 2d. Then you get your knockdown, you throw your ball out, and then everyone has a good time. By that I mean nobody has a good time except for you. So if you want to try that real quick, I'm sorry if there's like a frame delay. I'll switch my graphic settings in a minute.
Yeah, there's like really bad frame delay.
Here, you want me to close it and open it back up?
Yeah, it feels really sluggish.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do like 780. I mean 720p. Who gives a fuck? Let's see if this helps. He pooed 420 with the Neko arc dancing. Alright. It's still at 50. Why is that happening? This is so lame. Oh, it got 60 for a second. Is this tolerable?
Yeah, it's better.
So
yeah, definitely.
Try. You'll notice that Raven's air dash, you can throw your JH in there, and yep, there you go. Look at that, you nailed it right away. That's what I like to see.
It's already half health.
Right, look at that. Let me try to get my controller to work again, because I want to actually be able to like do shit with this character instead of being stuck on the keyboard. God, I'm sorry, this is like such a mess right now. I don't know why my controller's trying to be stupid. Okay, it just said it connected. Why is it not? Oh, so far so good. And now it disconnected again. How lame. Am I supposed to just not play fighting games? Am I supposed to become a keyboard warrior now?
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I'm blowing on the port. I'm desperate.
Oh, I forgot about this move.
Wait, did that work? There's no way. That's supposed to be fake, right?
We got a fucking NES for a laptop.
I swear to God. Alright, so... Yeah, so Raven wants to do all sorts of, like, fucked up shit to open you up and throw out the ball. If you're new to playing Raven, throw the ball out. Just knock people down, throw the ball out. Because Raven has insane access to knockdown. Because, try jumping. Fuck you. Ball. I threw it out too early, so it ended up above you. But even Raven's JD, the second hit of it is hard knockdown. It's, like, insane. And the range on it is ridiculous. I mean, it's a double hit. Like, I've, like, gotten hard knockdown on, like, potential before. Like, look at that. So, you mentioned, obviously, that you struggle with the air dash and how to maximize it. As I mentioned before, again, any follow-ups to the IAD, there's so much time before you have to actually do that follow-up that I do think this is the right character for you to get used to IADing without a dash macro. Look at all of Raven's buttons, though. Look at this shit. Look at that. That's 2H. Ridiculous. So this gets at what I was saying before, is that Raven has access to... His normals are really fast if they're spaced. But if someone's in your face, he doesn't have really anything other than, like, mashing 4 feet, which he shouldn't be doing, because that's frame 5. So, if I go to training mode, where is... Can I not, set my meter to fall? Damn. I guess I'll burst. No, I don't want to do that. I want to burst. No, I don't want to do that. Please. There we go. Get me, knock me down, and then right away throw the ball out. But get close to me when you do it. This is Raven's only reversal. He does not have a DP, does not have a short frame move. If Raven wants to get out of the corner, he has to do the super. Because of that, if you think about it, he doesn't have good Abare, and when people are, especially when they're new to the game, and they want to panic get out of the corner, what do you think they do? They air dash. Raven can't really do that. So I'm going to move you into the corner, I'm going to knock you down, and, like, try to air dash out. Like, there's nothing you can do. I can 6P you. Or if I want to be an asshole, I can do that. So, funnily enough, Raven is really oppressive, especially in the corner, but he also can't do shit in the corner, like, at all. Like, he struggles, like, a ton. So, Raven has to rely on universal system mechanics and really good defense to handle the corner. As we know, I as a player don't block. So that's why I like to throw the super out. But do as I say, not as I do. Fucking block. FD. Or mixing that up, exactly. Using FD to mix up in an opponent's block string so that they get pushed out. Going for the reversal super when the timing is right. Or if you want to be extra saucy, if you think someone's going to go for a meaty, you can go in a stance. So, a few weeks ago, Adapt was on Path of Flip's Monday streams, the Rev2 review. And he was talking about how Raven's stance is his most powerful tool. And I really, really, really like this bit because I think a lot of people take it for granted. But Raven's stance can completely change how the opponent has to play the game. And so,
I love running up to people and just dancing in their face to cancel
isn't it
super.
Awesome? I love that. That's how I know that I'm teaching the right person, because that is absolutely something I would do. That's not necessarily optimal, but it's so fun. But oh, hey, person in the chat. Oh, okay, I will call you Bubble. You have it on PS4? I also have it on PS4, and I've been looking into eventually hosting PS4 and Switch lobbies for Rev2 and Plus R, respectively. So if you play on PS4, we can totally get you people to play with. Not a problem. So anyway, stance is active frame 5. So it's not like a real, like it's not a true reversal, but it doesn't need to be. As long as you're comfortable and you know how to handle those corner scrambles and how to get out of those situations without mashing, relying on FD, good blocking, blitz if necessary, and then the occasional reversal super to shut people down. While he's very limited in his ability to get out of those situations, as long as you are calm and you handle those situations appropriately, you can keep stance on the table as a really commanding reversal tool. Running up and doing stance is so fucking funny. I love it. It's awesome. And to any of the viewers in the chat that don't know Raven, there is only 2 ways to stop Raven's stance. So if you want to stance for a while, so as you guys will notice, when you hit Raven, see that pink health? It will, after a little bit, it will start to recover. The way that Raven works is he has hyper armor for as long as he holds the input for stance. Stance is quarter circle back and K. As long as he holds onto his K button, he is staying in that stance for as long as he walks. He will continue to amass damage as you hit him, and he'll stay in the stance. It will build his excitement, and that pink health will stay there. Now, if you want to leave stance real quick, well, that is definitely a way to leave stance. And this is actually the thing. I'll talk about this real quick. If you notice, the stab super takes long enough that he will recover his stance health in time. I'll say this real quick. His stab super, the reversal super, gains more hits for every tick of excitement, amassing up to 52 hits. This means due to number of hits, it will blow through guts, it will blow through proration, but it will also crank someone's tension meter, as well as their burst. The other problem with this super is once it's done, his excitement will begin to drain immediately. I'll cover in a bit. I have some weird ways of handling this that's really interesting, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself here.
I think I know one. Like once you leave the super, can't you instantly go into stance to generate at least one?
Yep. So there is a way stance actually starts to refresh your excitement counter that's invisible, and stance can actually, it takes a few frames. Once stance is active, I think it takes 5 more frames, and then it refreshes your excitement meter before it starts generating points. So there's a very strict timing window. You can actually stance to just keep the meter fresh. It's hard. It's really demanding. I don't recommend basing your playstyle around it. But if you want to give yourself time to stance, just throw the ball out. And then you can stance on the ball. I can talk about Tiger Knee Ball later, but that makes it that your opponent has to jump over. There's a lot of creative ways we can handle micromanaging stance, which continues to prove why it's such a strong option. But for people that don't know, stance is the ultimate knowledge check, because if you don't know how to handle it, Raven will walk all over you. But there's really specific counterplay to it. He will continue to build pink health, and he'll get an excitement tick for he'll get 3 ticks for every individual hit he takes. This means characters that deal less damage and are more combo heavy, Raven will probably get more excitement from them. Potemkin, on the other hand, he's not going to get more excitement for taking a fucking hammer fall or something. But if you notice, it's going to hit you now.
Oh, what was that?
Notice how as soon as I hit you, that pink health immediately went away, and then it applied the damage that I dealt. So when Raven leaves the stance, he is able to recover that health, but he has to be very careful about how he does it. As someone playing against Raven, you really just want to get any hit. Go for your fastest normal, whatever is the quickest way to inflict even the smallest amount of damage, and you will take away all of the health he gambled for stance. As a Raven player, that means you want to take advantage of the zoning tools, you want to play keep away, or you want to do whatever you can to occupy the opponent. I'm stupid, and I go for grabs, and I go for combos, because I like to prevent my opponent from hitting me by keeping them in a combo, which is not advised, because you'll take a hit really easily. But, like I was saying earlier, if you see a Raven that's in stance, you want to enter stance real quick? There are 2 ways to deal with this. 1, grasp. You can grab Raven out of the stance, and if you want to hold stance again. The other way to do it, and a lot of people don't actually know this, is just kill him. Just kill him outright. So if you watch, it'll take a minute, but you can kill Raven while he's in stance. This is really important because Raven has some dirty things he can do out of stance as well. So let me burst you real quick. So come and just hit me repeatedly. Look at that. Oh, I'm cranking up. Look at how much. I already have 10 excitement. You can super out of the stance. You can cancel stance into super. You can also, if you want to try it, Liam, hold stance. This is an advanced technique. As long as you have not taken a hit in stance, you can actually, as soon as you let go of kick, you can YRC that. So your cooldown of stance can be YRC'd. Look at that. It will only YRC if you have not taken a hit. So this is really, really useful in situations where you want to like get the excitement. Like maybe, let me build meter real quick. Wow, this shit's slow as hell. Why is it not giving me... My tension pulse is like gone. There we go, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So maybe something I might want to do is I have excitement, you know, and then I might knock you down, throw the ball out, do excitement, and then YRC out. That way, if I see, you know, maybe you're gonna go for a low, or maybe I Tiger Knee ball and I see you jump immediately and you have the read, I can YRC out, keep my excitement up, and for 25 meter, I've made the whole situation safe. So there's lots of creative ways you can keep your excitement up. And it's really important that you learn the ones that are most that work best with your playstyle, because you want to keep your excitement at all times. Because for obvious reasons, it makes your moves better, it makes you deal more damage, makes the round end faster for you.
Somewhat related, I just Tiger Kneed that for the first time.
That was awesome.
I've never actually done it until now. Like, I've always known you can do it, but I've never actually gotten the input now.
I'm proud of you.
It's a little hard to do.
Then. I can talk about what Tiger Knee
Yeah, there you
does.
go.
So it's immediately obvious to people that so to those that don't know, Tiger Kneeing is based off of a command input that Sagat had in Street Fighter 2. Tiger Kneeing is the idea where you can hit down, right for like your typical move. You see that forward circle forward and heavy slash does the ball, and that's an arrow K move. So Raven can also do it in the air. That means you can do the input for it, do down, right, and then do up, right, which will do a forward jump. You have the input for the move buffered already before your jump starts, and the buffer remains while your jump executes, which means you can immediately throw the special out faster than you would have been able to input it already in the air. Since
I play on pad, I basically do a half circle to do TK inputs. So like I'll do 2, 3, 6, 9, 8 H to do it.
Whatever works, because ultimately Tiger Knee just means speeding up how your aerial comes out. And so as long as you're inputting it fast enough, because what really matters about Tiger Knee Raven's ball is that his air ball goes down, whereas his ground ball goes up. So if you just execute the air ball at a low enough altitude, which is typically by Tiger Knee, you'll get it at the ground range, which means it takes some time, but you know, I can knock you down, and then I can Tiger Knee it. Whoops. Oh, wow, fucking it up. Oh my god. And now you have to deal with it on Wake Up. The timing is really strict. I'm not good enough to maximize it, but it does let you force someone to block on Wake Up, which is really awesome. It's useful for shutting down approaches. It makes the ball something that people have to jump over instead of crouch under, which means people that are aggressing on you, they have to think about their approach. Like, it becomes a more stereotypical projectile. But what's the reason why I bring up how you can YRC stance and how you can super out of stance as well is because if you want to stance real quick, Liam. So I'm gonna hit you a bit. So like, I'm scared now, right? Look at that. He's got full excitement, and he's just sitting there in stance. He could totally play lame. If he had the life lead, he could run the clock. And so, you know, I might be like, oh, you know, I want to grab. But what do you think you can do the second you see me approach, Liam? Exactly. You can do that if I haven't hit you yet. And let me build my meter real quick. There we go. Alright. I want you to try to come over and grab me. Look at that. You can reversal right away out of it. So
Of course, I went for the command grab.
I like
I didn't even go for. I didn't even think of going for like a normal grab.
I mean, why would you? It's so fun to. Well, actually, I will say Raven's normal grab is blessed, like most things with this character. But the reason why I bring up that you can also just kill Raven is if you're gonna play a Raven that wants to lame you out and is like gonna be really stupid and be like, LMAO, I'm gonna stance, and then when you approach, I'm gonna throw the super out. The counterplay to that is to just keep throwing projectiles. Because when you hit him with the projectile, he can't YRC out of stance anymore. It's going to take him 50 meter to get out, unless he does it normally. And he can't super you if you're throwing a projectile out. So, like, if you play Kai, just keep throwing out stun edge. Raven can't do shit. On the flip side, you know, Kai has things like he can do knockdown into heavy stun edge in the corner for pressure. That's an awesome chance to, like, stance, and you shut down Kai's pressure. That's kind of how you want to use stance. You want to insert it in block strings that are not gapless. You want to use it in front of your opponent when you think they're going to try to Abare out. You want to use it to shut down OP and pressure. There's so many situations where stance will actually just completely demolish what the opponent was planning on doing, and that alone shocks them enough, gives you more excitement, and you have the ability to go into super if you want to get big damage. Stance is fucked up. It's super fucked up. It's his best move. For a character who has moves as good as the ball, and scratch, and command grab, and air dash, and 2H, and 2D, and JD, it's his stance that's still the best move. His character is fucked up. I don't have to play this game. He plays it for me. So, I can get into some more advanced stuff to like really quickly bullet point to anyone that joined later on. Again, Raven's a snowball character. If you want to play Raven, he feels like a zoner at first, and in theory he kind of is, because he has longer range normals with worse frame data than most of the cast up front, so he likes to play the mid-range. But Raven is a character who is all about commanding the entire screen space, deciding what he wants to do. He's a definition of a character who plays by his rules and forces you to have to play by his rules as well. Which is why a lot of people hate him, because Guilty Gear characters always want to play their own game. Raven can shut down projectiles because his forward dash will teleport through. He can air dash, that gets him across the screen really quickly, especially if someone jumps. He has high-low mix-up that is absolutely oppressive. He has Oki Ball that comes off of knockdown, and it's incredibly easy for him to get knockdown with big range. His projectile will slow you down. That's the thing people forget. If his needle hits you, you move at 50% distance. It's like super fucked up. And in the process of him deciding, no, we're playing my game, his excitement will raise if you're playing him the right way, and he'll deal more and more damage, and his moves will get better, and it just is so fucked up. They put this character in the game. Why did they put this character in the game? So you talked about, obviously, you mentioned earlier air dash. When in doubt, throw it out. Something advanced I can show you now, actually, is there's a diagram that's floating around. Someone did an MS Paint. It's so funny. It has like the ugliest little raven on it. I love it. You'll notice he travels at an angle where he'll go down, and then he becomes parallel with the ground for a little while. If you throw out an aerial, that force angle trajectory will cease. He will then just keep his momentum at the exact moment you do that. Why that's important is that means I can throw out, look at that, I threw JK out immediately, and look at that, I stopped short. That's awesome because that's how you mix things up. If you're constantly air dashing, what's stopping me from just 6P'ing? Something else worth knowing is that, see how you threw JK out before the air dash hitbox hit? When you do that, if you throw a move out before the hitbox of the air dash connects, you do not receive that unique state where you get 3 aerials. That can be really good as long as you are prepared for it. That is key to Raven's mix-up. Remember how I said earlier, when he has high, then he goes to low, he can't go back and forth between them? you want to confuse the fuck out of your opponent before you even go into the lows. So, if you 6P, so a really good Slayer 6P is blessed. Slayer 6P has started an entire religion.
Is that the one where he like lunges forward?
He like elbows you, like
Like-
he kind of. He does like you know, like Zangief in Street Fighter does that move where he like leans into his shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a shoulder charge.
Yeah, it's that.
Right.
It has amazing upper body intangibility like most 6Ps, but it's better than most. He steps pretty solid forward while he does it, and it's Slayer. So if he gets you with it, you're in counter hit state, and he blows you up because that's what Slayer does. If I know that Slayer is going to 6P me, I just throw the JK out early, and what it'll do is notice how Raven's leg hits lower. It's still an overhead, so I still get access to the overhead if my opponent's going to block low, but just the hitbox itself will actually hit what is still tangible on an opponent that's 6P. So you will hit their lower torso. And don't forget, because Raven, if I'm already parallel to the ground, look at that, I'm riding that momentum. I fly into you at ground level, but I'm still in the air. So throwing JK out is how you beat 6Ps if you know that they're coming. If they're not coming, then it's scary, because then you give up your air dash, and don't remember what I said before, Raven struggles right here. At this range, Raven does not know what to do. Most characters in the cast have a million options to do here that will destroy Raven. And his best bet is to block. And if everyone knows you're going to block, they will grab you. It's just a very dangerous spot to be in if you don't have to be, if you're not the one in the advantage. So, if you air dash in, you throw JK and the opponent blocks it, you're going to get blown up. But if the opponent 6Ps, they get blown up. So Raven is very, very big on making sure he has the right read in a situation, because he gets so much reward off of the correct read, and he has the options from most of these situations. Something else you can do is, maybe I don't want to deal with it at all. Maybe I think you're going to go for some sort of aggressive option. Then what I might do is air dash JK immediately, stop short, and then go straight to the low. So actually try that. I want you to just walk backwards. Or actually, I'll let you try it if you want. I'm going to keep walking backwards. The second, I'm always going to block high for the first hit. So what I want you to do is I want you to try to air dash, and as soon as you air dash, throw out your JK, and then go into a low.
I can't even do it now. Oh, there is a 13 frame delay.
Oh no, I'm getting 3F. Oh no, why is this so, yeah, suddenly dipping. It was like working fine a second ago. No.
Delay based netcode moment.
Uh-oh. Oh, and I just dropped to 27 frames too. What the hell? What's going on?
I'm playing a slideshow right now.
Goddamn. At least it ain't a bracket. I guess while it is in slow motion, I can show this more closely then. But, so what I can do is see that. I can stop short into 2D right away. So if I've conditioned my opponent to block high, because they're starting to see that, that's what I mean, is that Raven players have a pretty simple game plan, all things considered. And what makes a good Raven player good is understanding their own tricks, and how to play around them. So a good player will start to realize, wait a minute, Raven air dashes in, hits me with highs, and then goes to lows. But what you might want to do is like, okay, they know I'm gonna hit high every time, so I'm gonna throw an aerial out, overwrite my air dash, land, stop short, and then go for a low. So your Raven's air dash, there's so much you can do around it. I really recommend when you have the chance to go into the lab and just like fucking around with it and seeing like how to stop it short and practicing block strings. Something I do want to teach you on a personal note while I'm here is You might notice when I play against people and I start doing Raven loops where I air dash and I keep opening them up into the Oki ball and I do it all over again. There is a very particular gapless block string that I do that's really good and mixes the opponent up, and I'm going to teach you it because it pays your bills. So I'm going to try it on you first. So what I'm doing is air dash, JK, off the, I let the air dash hit come out, then I do JK, then JH, and then and I hold down while I'm doing JH. What happens is the third hit of JH doesn't come out, because remember I said about the stance? I mean about the state it puts you in, and then I immediately 2K into 2D. That is truly gapless. We lab this against Ruben, who manages to frame one grab you out of it all the time. In doing that, you're preventing your opponent from getting out of the block string, and then from there you can confirm, you know, you go to 2K into 2D, and if they block it, then just don't buffer the ball. Because if you throw the ball out and they block it, they'll kill you. So if you want to give it a try, I know there's bad delay, but it's JK, JH, then 2K, 2D.
Oh, I keep doing 2H.
You might want to do it a bit closer to me.
Yeah.
The air dash runs out before the hitbox. Alright, you're getting there. We just got to get the muscle memory of 2H out of there.
It's like instinctively.
Right? It took me forever to get this down.
I always just end up going for like the scratch afterwards where I can get like the excitement.
Because if you go for 2H, here's what I'll do. I want you to practice this, and every time you do it, I'm going to go for 2K, or I'm going to go for either 2K or 2D after your 2H. So after your JH. So if you go for 2H, I will beat you. And that's what I'm kind of proving with this, is that because it's not gapless when you do 2H in a 2D, as a good player, I can get out of that. I can IB it and punish you. I don't even need to instant block. I can just punish it normally.
Yeah, I think I'm doing it from way too far. I didn't do the JH.
I believe in you.
I forgot to do the K. I actually did it, but it didn't actually come out.
There you go. So here's the thing, even, you gotta be a bit faster with the 2D once you practice it, because I had the ability to block, but it doesn't matter because what the 2K does is it's fast enough that the block's done of JH, you have enough time to get a 2K out, but not a 2D. So, by throwing the 2K in there, you force me into longer block stun, so that way you can throw out the 2D without me being able to act. If I block it, I block it, but like, whatever. You just reset neutral, and 2D spaces you out enough anyway. You're at enough mid-range, you can like throw out like 5S and be like, go away, get out of here, I don't like you, or do whatever. So there's a lot of creative things you can do after it, because it puts you in a good spot, even if it's blocked. Oh, yeah. But I'll send you like the combo notation if you forget it, but it's a really, really good, easy bake, easy money Raven air block string.
Okay.
So, something else that I like to do a lot, we're going to get into some of the impractical stuff. This is some of the fun shit. This is how I express myself as a Raven player. Raven's grab pops people in the air. What you're supposed to do here is, you get a free air combo and you want to like end it in scratch or some shit. Now look at that. I've gotten you full screen again, and I can come back in however I want, do whatever. That is optimal. What I like to do a lot is, if you can, I'm curious to react to this however you do. Okay, cool. You air tech in. Because you've seen me do this before, right?
Yeah. Also, I feel like I just like air tech in most of the time anyway, because air teching out seems not the best idea, even for like most characters.
Yep.
I don't know.
Try air teching in real quick. Oh, I fucked it up, but you can see what I'm trying to do. If I time it just right, I can meet you with JD. I think I can also do that as well. If I know you're going to air tech in, I can backstep into command grab. But if you want to air tech backwards real quick. So what I do a lot is that, and I got yelled at it during on stream at TSB for doing this. A lot of people like to air tech backwards because it involves holding back, which means you are automatically blocking in the air. And it's how you FD in the air, which makes your air block truly unbeatable unless I meet you up there. Raven should always go for the combo after the grab because it's free. It's an air combo, and then, you know, after an air combo, I can do whatever I want. I can go into this and like go for weird air dash stuff. I can go into scratch. Or, you know, if I don't even want to bother, I can just immediately JD into the wall, into my air dash like that. I've already set that up. I like to build excitement fast, and I like to do it in ways that make my opponent uncomfortable and scared. I like to play more to the mind game a bit, so I love doing the command grab here because it involves dashing forward a bit, and people will air tech backwards, especially because they're used to, against Raven, mashing air tech backwards because they know he's going to meet them up there. So a lot of people try to air tech backwards with FE because they know that if I drop my combo even ever so slightly, they can block it. So I go for command grab because it shuts down anyone that keeps air teching backwards. I get 3 excitement for it, and then I can start doing that thing that I love to do. So if you want to do air tech backwards, I get to do my my sauce. So we all know about triple dunk. You did it to me. It was awesome. I loved it. If you want to be optimal and blow your whole meter in style, you can also do that.
Interesting.
You can, after command grab, once it hits 3 ticks of excitement, so 1, 2, 3, when the face gets smiley, you bounce towards me, which means, oh right, you fucking, right, sorry. So let me do this. I get a burst. Nope, that is not burst. That is the furthest thing from burst. So you guys will notice Liam's gonna bounce away from me. All I can do is get OP ball after that, or 2H if I hate myself, because 2H will combo, but I lose my knockdown. The reason why I double dunk, even though it's not necessarily the most optimal thing in the world, is it's the fastest way to 6 excitement minimum, and I force a combo off of my command grab. So I do this, and I grab you before you get away. Now you bounce towards me, and now I can do this. I can end like in scratch, and I've now gotten 7 ticks of excitement. For 50 meter, I now have over 20% damage boost. And then I knock you away, and I can start doing stuff like this. It is just such a fast way to build excitement for half meter. What I like to do a lot, too, is if you bounce towards me, you can do this. You can... Oh, I fucked it up.
Don't you do 5k first?
What?
Don't you do 5k first to do that?
So when you're at full excitement, you bounce a bit higher. So sometimes I 6H because it's more damage and more consistent. At about... This is where it gets a little dicey. It's kind of hard to do 5k sometimes around there. See, sometimes it just misses. Sometimes it'll get like a knot, you know, like a fake knockdown where the opponent kind of rolls on the ground and they're back up almost immediately. That's happened to me before with it. At full excitement, though, you bounce so high that I can also struggle to get a combo sometimes, and 6H is 2 hits, and it's more damage. But if you want to try burst me, and then if you're more comfortable on the other side too, I can jump to the other side. And I want you to command grab me. I want you to double dunk me, and then throw the super out after the double dunk. It's gonna blow all your meter, but it's so cool. Look at that. This is a lot more optimal than triple dunk, because look at how you're going to blow through the proration that double dunk just gave you. It's not a ton of damage, but it's way more useful when they're tired guts. It's also just really insulting, which I think is cool. Here's some other impractical Raven stuff. You might die from this, but you can OTG with the super. Look at that. 2 supers in a row. That was a real combo.
Can you do that only in the corner?
Yep, because you'll bounce off the wall. Raven super has OTG. To those that don't know, that means off the ground. That means that even if you're on the ground, my hitbox can still hit you. So if I do it with full excitement, if I do this just right, it's so fucked up. Let me do this real quick. So what oh, it fucked up. But yeah, I can get 104 hit combo in there. It's like stupid. Very, very impractical. Very rarely will you ever have the opportunity to do it. But oh my god, it's so mean. And it's like it's not half bad. I think when people hear impractical, they think that means that it's not good. It just means it's not a good use of resources, because you're never gonna get yourself into that situation. But if you ever find yourself in it, it's pretty good and saucy damage. So just don't fish for that. Don't do what I do, where I fish for stupid Raven shit.
That's the fun part about them, though.
Right? Like the IK combo. You want to do it on me? I saw you practice it. Oh, you can't in training lobby, I realize.
Yeah, you can't.
Because there's no flashing gold bar. Damn, that's a bummer. But that's kind of the gist. A couple other things that are worth knowing about Raven, just some miscellaneous stuff, is see how his dash has this cooldown? There's a way to beat that. So see it, like, Raven has a hard time kind of micro-spacing in, because it's so easy to punish his dash once it's over, like that. You can FD break it, and it gets you out of the teleport. So, and because it's FD breaking, it's not really going to take any meter, because you're getting it back from the run anyway, and your attention pulse usually is high enough. It's cranked from aggressing anyway. A couple other things. If you guys, so do you know about YRC Needle?
You've shown it to me, but I haven't actually like applied it myself.
So I like what Adapt says about it. He says YRC Needle is not an excuse for neutral, but he says that because it basically is. It's just don't let it carry you, because you are burning 25 meter and tension pulse for something. But the idea is that Needle puts you in the air. See how he does like the flip? You can, before the needle comes in contact with the opponent, it doesn't count as an attack yet. So you can actually YRC. And when you YRC, you're still in the air, which means you can cancel into air dash. That means I can do this. Follow the needle in with additional pressure. I force you to block stun, I create new situations. If you try to hit any buttons, the needle will hit you. There's ways around it. If I air dash, or if I YRC needle like really fast and I'm really close to the needle, Slayer can 6p through the needle and hit me. That's why Slayer 6p is particularly blessed. But for the most part, it's a really, really strong option for 25 meter to just decide, I want to get in your face, I want to play OT already. A lot of people don't know how to handle this. There is a very definitive way to handle it. A really good way.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, don't worry about it. So if you want to try it, I want you to YRC and then do needle. or if you want to try doing it. So it's a little tough, but you throw needle, then you Roman cancel, and then you air dash during the Roman cancel.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Roman cancel on in the first place. It's not coming out. Well, is there like a specific timing of like when you're in the air to do it?
It's right there, right when the needle is like just coming out. So if you want to burst me, get your meter.
I think I'm doing it way too late.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Well,
So, here, we're gonna restart the round in the most stylish way possible. I just realized that because I lowered the game's resolution, it's like extra tiny on stream. Let me open it bigger. There we go. Oh, that's fine. Uh-oh, did my computer freeze? Calm down, calm down. There we go. Aw, hey Bronx. I parsec'd him in the other day on my desktop. He was playing Rev2 with his Switch Pro controller on his phone. We finally got him to play Rev2. It was awesome. Soul. So, what you can do, and this is my way of telling people how to destroy their local Raven main. If you can do YRC needle and air dash.
always end up getting PRC.
That's okay. At that point, that just means hit the RC a little sooner. Do you have a macro for RC?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, that just, I guess just try to do it a little earlier than you instinctively want to. You want to do, like, see how he starts to flip? You can actually do it before you even see the needle come out. See? And the needle will just spawn anyway. So let's get you some meter. There we go. There you go.
Okay, it's just do it like immediately. Okay.
Alright, so try it again. And I'm going to show everyone definitive counterplay and why this is not a pretty neutral tool.
I accidentally did it twice. Oh well.
Oh no, you already throw out a meter. Alright, there you go. Oh, why is it not working for me? Oh, because I ran out of meter myself. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's not working. I'm fucking it up. I'm stupid. Okay. Try it again. No, I keep messing it up. I'm stupid.
I'm assuming the answer is Blitz Shield, because I can see your inputs.
Yeah. I'm trying to blitz. That's basically the way to handle it. So anyone that sees YRC Needle a lot, because new Raven players learn that, and they think it's like the craziest thing in the world, you just blitz it, and it blows Raven up. And that just means that you as a Raven player need to look out for blitz. But what's crazy is, you know how Raven's air dash gives him an insane amount of momentum? Did you know you can blitz during your air dash? You can do an aerial blitz. Really fucked up. So,
Oh god, this building's so slow.
that's a really good option. I've done that before, like I've air dashed and baited a Slayer into 6Ping, and then I blitzed them, and they were like, excuse me. It was really funny.
Wait, am I doing
Probably
it wrong?
move to the other lobby in a bit, but is there any...
Oh, I don't have meter.
Is there any other questions you have about this horrible, horrible character who wins for free?
When do you use 6H? I feel like I don't use it that often, except for like running at people and then just doing it.
6H staggers on counter hit, so it's really good for that. So watch. I'm gonna just mash 4P in place, try and 6H me. Maybe I should do a slower normal. There we go, see? Look at that.
Yeah.
So where I find that 6H is useful is a couple things. If I'm in the corner, or if you're in the corner rather, try blocking 6H, just block backwards. I can do I can YRC it, if I can burst on you real quick. So I can YRC it to the air dash, which is really cool. If you want to get really saucy, because this game is just so fucking good, you get so creative, you can actually deliberately 6H out of range, like that, to get some space, to then air dash, like that. Now you're back in the corner, you're going with the OP again. So it's a good fake out. The other use for it is it's really good as a grab whiff. So if you already know this, then forgive me for explaining it again. But because Guilty Gear's universal grab mechanic is that it's on forward heavy, but only at a certain range, and it's proximity based. To those that are coming from Strive, that means there's no grab whiff animation in this game. This is my grab input, 6H. What people do in this game, and the mission mode explains it too, is you can prioritize, you can press multiple buttons at the same time with your 6H. That way, if a grab doesn't come out, you have buffered a weaker, safer normal. That means that even the nature of a 6H won't give away if you were trying to grab. Lower level players, if they grab whiff, that just means that their 6H comes out. There's plenty of times I'm in stance and I see someone accidentally 6H and then I hit them, because I know that was them trying to grab and they just didn't have the range. What a lot of people should do if you're dealing with Raven stance is throw out something like if I run forward and I try to grab, so I'm hitting 6H and 6P simultaneously right now, it is automatically defaulting to 6P. Rev2's system is built so it prioritizes lower buttons on the 6 input. That way, if you want to stay in place for a bit, see how I keep doing 6P? Even though this is 6P, this will grab you if I get in. See? So, with most characters, you can try to buffer different things. So, there's not a 6K for Raven, but it's still going to prioritize K over heavy slash. So this means you don't even know I'm hitting a forward input here. So I could go in, do this, and it will still grab you. Despite everything I just said about that mechanic, 6H is a really good grab whiff for Raven, for a couple reasons. At lower level, if I fuck it up, here, if you want to actually just kill me, try to 6H me, or try to grab me, but be just out of the range.
Oh.
So if you get the counter hit stain on me because you went to grab and 6H came out instead, that actually gives you enough time Let me time it so I get countered. Maybe 6H is a better idea for me because it's a slower move. I mean 5H. There we go. Now you can run in and grab me before I get out of there. So it actually, if you're just out of range of grab and your opponent is going to attack, Raven's 6H will push you out of range of them, and if it counter hits, it staggers them enough for you to go back in for the grab again. It's a great way to guarantee you get the grab even if you weren't at the right range. It's a really, for as far as 6Hs go, because it's still a 6H. Yeah, get that shit.
Oh, damn.
Why
Well, I
was
tried.
Hellfire triggered? Oh right, I was in Hellfire, that's why. That's what was missing earlier. But yeah, so 6H is like really useful. I mean, again, as far as 6Hs go, they're still slow, laggy moves. But if you have to 6H because of a grab being out of range, that's probably the best 6H to have. Raven's heavy buttons in general stagger. What's really interesting, actually, is you know how 5/8 is 2 hits? This is going to be kind of hard, but I want you to run up to me and then do 5S. Keep doing it. I'm going to try to counter hit you. So see how that first hit staggers you, but the second hit already comes out? There's really, really weird Raven sauce. I'm still learning it to this day, but if you want to know what's happening at on the fringe of Raven tech, canceling. It's a cancelable first hit. So if I get the stagger on you because you hit a button, I can
this
cancel
shit
it in the ball.
slugging.
Whoa, what just happened? Alright, so...
I think it's fine now.
Alright, try to do the 5S again. Fuck. I fucked it up. But I'll try it a couple more times, see if I can get it. See? Look at that. And now, what that does, there's this combo I'm practicing. I can cancel the first hit of 5H on counter hit into the ball, and then 5K after the ball while you're still in stagger, and it pushes you into the ball. It sandwiches you, and it creates like a really weird left-right mix for Raven. I'll get back to you in 2 years when I'm able to do that consistently, but I feel like that's just, that kind of attests to how much creativity there is to this game and how you choose to play the characters. This is why I do really like Raven as a character. He's a character that I feel like people pick him up and they think he has a really simple game plan. And I will make every meme in the world about like Raven players are carried, we just get free OP. For sure. We definitely do. We get the freest OP in the fucking game. But you'll notice Raven is pretty good at multiple things, but he has to commit to that path. I can play projectiles if I feel unsafe, but where Raven is at his best is when he decides a path to move forward on and he really aggresses into that. A good Raven player knows the pace of the game, what particular strength of Ravens to play up to, like what is specifically best against their opponent, and how to build the round around letting them do that. So hardcore Raven Oki gets better and better the more excitement you build. And there's so many ways to do that. I can choose to play zoning and then slow you down, and when you're slowed down, start going for excitement combos. I can choose to just go for a hard knockdown and end with scratch combos as my excitement gets bigger, and then throwing out ball and stancing behind the ball. Or, as you know, my personal favorite is to command grab at all times. Command grab more than a grappler. Go for ball, command grab again. And as I showed you, the really easy command grab combo is Raven standard Gatling, punch kick / heavy slash. If you just add a half circle before heavy slash, it'll do the grab instead. And if your opponent blocked all that, or even if they did, puts them in the perfect spot for the grab. It's easy money, baby.
Oh, I did it wrong way.
I'm glad you're having fun with this awful, awful bird.
I already told my friends, I was like, I literally play Raven like as a grappler because like I'm so focused on just getting that command grab. It's like a hit of dopamine for me.
This is so funny.
Like, it is just like my absolute priority to hit it as many times as I can in a match with my friends.
It's the fact that he, like, someone made a point to me and said, like, God, why does Raven have an anti-air command grab as well? And they were like talking, they were playing Potemkin. I think it was my friend Dan, and then another person in the lobby was like, "You have Heat Knuckle." He was like, "Right, like I know I do, but it just doesn't feel like I have the same option." And they made a good point because it's like Potbuster and Heat Knuckle are immediate. Raven's command grab, the anti-air and the ground-based one are the same animation with the same length. So because of that, I'm not playing like Heat Knuckle situations and Potbuster situations. The only time where they're both on the table is an up close like frame one scramble. But there's not very rarely a chance where like if I know you're gonna air dash in or you're at a certain range, I can't pick my command grab based on whether I think you're gonna jump or not. The only way that Potemkin has access to a command grab that isn't up close the same way is if he wants to burn meter on HPB. Whereas Raven's like, nah, my command grab is a bit in front of me, and if I think you're gonna jump, I can just go for that one instead.
I think it's like Potemkin basically has to have like a game plan where he sets up a situation where he can get a command grab, where Ravens is just like so much slower, so it has to be a read, and it's that more satisfying.
Exactly, and because his is slower, that also means that you're acting based on someone's approach rather than someone's reaction. Potemkin will want to go for, you get someone in a constant tick throw pop buster situation. The age-old hammerfall, YRC pop bust. If someone's used to that and they jump, then, you hammerfall, YRC, heat knuckle. The thing is, that's Potemkin encroaching on your space. Raven, on the other hand, it's like, if someone is going to be distanced from me when I'm playing Potemkin, I can't just grab them that far away unless I know they're going to jump and I want to burn 50 meter for HPD. With Raven, it's like Pot can read an air dash with Heat Knuckle, but it's really hard because some people just have really good, like Chip doing IAD into, like, Daijobu, like, good fucking luck getting Heat Knuckle on that. Like, unless you're Microwave, you're not doing that. It's just not how that works. But with Raven, if I think Chip's gonna IAD into Daijobu, LMAO, okay, do it. I think Raven's command grab it lets him shut down people's approach, which is kind of a zoning take, honestly. But it really plays into a lot of what Raven does about how Raven likes to spite you. He really does. He likes to see, like, what you're gonna do and not just shut it down, but, like, demoralize you for it, which is why he's a de facto grappler. Because, let's be real, if you do something dumb and then if you get HPB'd, there's that Stage Jam clip. If you ever see I'll link it later, but he talks about how grappler players, he's like, wow, he's like, they get like one pop buster and everyone pops off, and he's like, but look at this, and then he like gets like all these really good reads on Pot, but because he's playing Soul and they're little reads, they don't look as intensive. And he's like, wow, great air-to-air, Sajam. Wow, great run-up in 2P to catch the backdash. You're so good, Sajam. He's like, nobody ever talks about that. But then, someone gets a pop buster, makes some noise, and then this Potemkin throws out HPB. And he was like saying, Potemkin keeps throwing out Heat Knuckle, and he gets 1 HPB off of finally reading my back jump after I've done it 10 times, and the crowd goes wild. But then they miss one. The guy he's playing against misses HPB. He's like, oh, what now, chat? Say bad HPB. Say it. And it's like, that kind of hype that a grappler gets, like that kind of commanding, like, let's be real, exactly, like, you could be playing the game perfectly 10 times in a row. That thing I retweeted, that Pot cosplay that was handing out that, like, little patch that said, we only have to be lucky once. And exactly. And it's like, when that happens, though, it makes you feel like shit. It demoralizes you. Raven has access to that type of demoralizing gameplay without having to actually be a grappler. It's like kind of awesome, actually.
My favorite thing that I saw with Potemkin, I think it was literally today or yesterday, where this was in Strive, someone got a pop buster, but before it actually landed, they RC'd it to go into a heavenly pop buster, which I think is the most disrespectful thing when it comes to with Potemkin.
How do they... Oh, do you mean it's like they got the start of the grab, like, with the character like on their head?
Yeah.
Oh.
and then they would RC it so they can be in the air, and then they would heavenly pop buster them.
Oh my god! I thought for a second you were saying like they went for pop buster and then RC'd the situation because they saw they were jumping. You're saying they got pop buster and right when he like whips them on top of his head, they RC drift backwards into HPV.
Yeah.
That's awful. That's so fucked up. That's what I love about these games. There's so much room to like just be a dick. But like it's cool when you do it. But I think that I don't think there's any character in the roster who more obviously is a dick than Raven. I think close second goes to Leo and Soul. If a Soul's gonna go for like Dragon Install anti-air grab, then like Jostle does that. He'll like Dragon Install, and then like he'll like DP you. There's like I think his pinned tweet is him blowing all his meter right after commentary saying spend that stick of butter, spend it. He goes Dragon Install after he gets 5k on this elf out. I think it was Ricey. And he Dragon installs out of the 5k, DPs or Ground Vipers or something, and then at the peak of it, RCs into Bandit Bringer, and then I think it's because he YRCs like the DP or some fucked up shit, because I'm pretty sure he still had meter to like cancel into the grab. It was just all sorts of fucked up shit. Like, stuff you see people crank the wrist bar in training mode and lab like robotic things that will never happen in a match. Well, he pulled it off. It was messed up.
I can consistently do this now, so that's cool.
Good.
I had to like force myself to learn like TK inputs, trying to like learn Axel and Melia and Strive.
Ooh, how's that been?
I've been enjoying Axel so much lately, and all my friends hate it because everyone fucking hates Axel. But like, he's just so much fun.
I think it's so funny when people hate Axel. Like, it's not an Arxis game where you can just like punch his sickles and hurt him.
Yeah, they just like Axel is that one character where he wants to play his game and doesn't let the opponent play their game. So it's like they get frustrated, and I'm like, well, I'm having fun, so.
I was gonna say I've never really had a problem with Axel and Strive, but that's also because I play Heavy Chaos. Though,
I can see how he's annoying to fight. I understand.
I feel like what I think is so funny is people like talk about Happy Chaos like fucked up like how like he can get steady aim and go into like zoning setups that then let him combo you to the corner. But I'm like, no, like what's so fun about him is I make everything safe by shooting you the second I'm minus on block. So it's like, no, I'm perpetually plus.
I think like one of the most fucked up things about him is that like almost everything he does is burst safe. Yeah. So it's like you're taking that hit.
I love it. Definitely Raven core. Oh yeah, that's I figured before I like move us to the lobby, that's something worth bringing up too. Actually, is burst situations and whatnot. Raven has some pretty good burst safe situations, especially off of air dash into FD. What I like to do a lot, if my controller will work, I'm going to show you a really, really weird combo. This is such a specific situation. It's really easy to get going, especially for corner mix. But I would love it if my controller would work and let me do this. But, okay, there we go. Check this out. Ready? If I dust you, if I do grounded dust, check this out. This is so fucking weird. I can 5H twice, and then I can get the command grab on you. So what I
gotta do that.
Is try bursting right after I dust you. Oh, I fucked it up.
I get the idea.
Yeah, I backstep it, and then I can go into the grab. But then there's also the parts where, you know, just like dust people in the air. You can then jump into FD. Because what Raven wants to do is, you always want to end in scratch. I feel like if I didn't say that earlier, I need to reiterate how important that is.
Get that excitement.
Every Raven combo should end in excitement gain or knockdown. If it doesn't, you fucked up. You could get a 12-hit combo with Raven, I don't care. If it didn't end in JD, 2D, command grab, or scratch, you functionally dropped your combo. Raven at early level, you know, you'll like try to go for like quick, easy scratch like that. But more optimized Raven combos, you want to like jump cancel into scratch. That's where you can make things burst safe. What people will try to do to you as they get better and they start learning the matchup is because Raven doesn't deal a lot of damage, they're going to want to burst him before he can get that excitement at the end, or before the knockdown. And obviously that means that Raven, on paper, is a really easy character to burst against. It feels like burst is especially good against any of his options, because as long as you burst, you end his combo, and Raven cares about his combo enders, because he does so little damage that he wants to get OP, or he wants to increase his damage. That means people are going to want to try to burst out after a couple hits in your air combo. The ability to jump cancel as many normals as Raven can to extend his combo before scratch, that's how you make things burst safe. So I'm going to hit you 3 times, and then I want you to burst. After this, like, I'm going to hit you like this. Wait, whoops, I'm going to do punch, kick, slash when I get you. And when you, alright, because you can't burst again. I forgot. What you can do there is you can block the burst and then scratch right away. Get your scratch. Or you can JD right after the burst. It's pretty awesome. I guess I'll show you one last little thing. Let me end this round. Do you want to see a loop that Raven can do in the corner if your opponent doesn't know how to learn? So there's a very unique property to Raven's. Remember that how I said his air dash puts you in a unique state?
Yeah.
If you notice, if he does scratch in the air, see how it kind of pops him back a bit? That means if I scratch you like right over here, it'll push me back. That pushback is superseded by the forced positioning of the air dash block, or hits the air dash string. What that means is if you're in the corner and you hit someone with the air dash and then you scratch, it will not push you back, which means you are staying in. You also notice when Raven does the ball, it pops him up a bit. That means I can do this. If I do it just right, oh my god, my controller disconnects right when I'm doing that. Are you kidding me? There we go. You can air dash out of the ball. So if I can get my... I did it on keyboard. If I can get this to work on my controller, then this will be a really cool note to end on. Is, because he can do that, you can actually loop someone like this. If I do this just right, I'll drop this a couple times. I used to have this muscle memory, and I would fuck people up with it. Don't block. Oh my god, it disconnects again. Are you kidding me? While it's reconnecting, what I'm about to do is, by using the air dash to make sure that I don't get pushed away when I scratch you, I'm going to be able to pop you up into the air without getting pushed back at all for doing it, which will then let me jump up, get an air combo, JD you, throw the ball out with the tiger knee, and then fly back in before you're even up. And if you can't block the mix, I can do it again and again and again and again. It's really hard, but... disconnecting every time I do it. That's so stupid. Hold on. What a PC controller. Alright, fingers crossed. Oh, it didn't even want to try that time. Thank you for your patience, Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. If I hit my left button, it just shakes it just enough, it just gives up. Oh, that's so lame. I guess I will try doing it on my keyboard, which is going to be a nightmare, but... No, that's dust. I want kick. Damn it. Oh, this is awful on keyboard. And it killed you too. Okay, let me try moving to a different port. And if it doesn't work, then like whatever, I'll just send you the clip later. But it's really fun to do this to people that don't know how to react. Look at that. Isn't that fucked up?
That is very fucked up.
And like I was messing up the timing too because I was giving it too much time. Because if you cancel the JD fast enough, the ball will go at a low enough angle that the opponent will wake up to it in their face. So I missed the timing a bit, took a bit too long. But you can repeat that ad nauseam if someone doesn't know how to block it, and it is so funny. It is so rude. It is why we play this character, and it's why all of us should be taken out back and shot.
How would you block it? It looked like all highs. I'm assuming you just block all high.
Yeah, for the most part. You know, if you want to get the loop to happen again, you just... It's obviously a constant Oki loop. So really, what's so good about the loop is it putting you in the ball air dash situation from the air with while you're in the corner, which is a lot harder to do sometimes. And you're constantly building excitement. So why this is useful for you is because the nature of Scratch pushing you out means you have to make a choice between building excitement or getting knocked down to continue your Oki in the corner. This is a way to get both. And if you see that the opponent adapts to blocking high, then you're already in an air dash Oki situation. You just go for the instant low, fuck them up, confuse them, and then do it again, because now they're going to be conditioned to block low again. It's not the
This makes me appreciate him more somehow.
That it's
this is like the fact that he can do this.
What's cool about this and why I like this is, I'll say all my jokes about Raven players, but Raven is a character, he's a scrub killer. It's just like Leo. It's like, you know, like back in the day, like you play Brawl with your friends, someone picks Ike and you're like, Ike is so good.
Wait, so I played Ike and Brawl when I was young.
And then did you murk all your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Ike is a good character too in Brawl actually, but it didn't matter in the meta. No one cared because if you play the game competitively, Ike had a great matchup spread, but he lost so horribly against Meta Knight. So because of that, Ike's meta placement meant that he sucked. So it didn't matter. But if you played Ike and you played with your friends, no one knew how busted Meta Knight was or any of this or that, you own the school. Raven is like that type of character, I feel like. I sincerely believe that there's a different tier list for lower level. And I think, at the lowest level, I think Potemkin tops that tier list on principle. I think grapplers at the lowest level are the best characters because grapplers get the most off of a single mistake from the opponent for the least amount of work. As far as just throwing out a pop buster on someone who's making a mistake is a lot easier than even sometimes the Raven Oki. And if your opponent is a beginner and they make dumb decisions, you just get to walk all over them with a grappler. I think on a lower end, Raven's really good. There's a reason why you'll look at tier lists and you'll see that he's actually not ranked that high. If you want me to be totally candid, and I for once am not playing to the bit, Raven's a great character. The reason why I joke and say Raven carries people is because how much he gets from how little input skill is required compared to higher tiers means that the investment with this character, the return on your investment is just ridiculous with this character compared to you gotta train in the Arctic naked for 7 days and 7 nights with no food or water to then come back as a Johnny player that ruins locals. With Raven, you just fuck off for a bit, you watch a video or two. At higher level, Raven struggles with a lot of situations, and I think it's really easy to disregard these situations and to not analyze them appropriately because the character feels a lot better than he can be. Again, his normals feel awesome. This 5S just destroys most of Slayer's game plan. But if Slayer gets past his 5S, if he backdash cancels, he gets in, it's a good Slayer who knows how to do that, they can BBC through this, I'm done. Because Raven has the worst stun modifier in the game, even though he has the best guns. So if you mash with Raven, he already has terrible Abare, he struggles to get out of the corner, he doesn't have much outside of universal mechanics and wasting meter on a reversal that will then expend all of his excitement if you don't know what to do to get it back. And on top of that, if you try to mash 4P, you try to contest, you try to get out of the corner, and you fuck up, you'll get stunned very quickly, and you'll lose the whole round. He has really, really strong weaknesses, but they're not apparent, which means that a lot of players don't know how to capitalize on his weakness, and that also means a lot of players at mid-level don't know how to respond to their losses appropriately. Easy to learn, but he's hard to figure out why he's losing.
How better do you think he'd be of a character, objectively, if they made his 4P from 5 frames to 4 frames?
5 frames to 4 frames? He'd still be contested by other characters. I think the 4 to 5 range doesn't totally matter. I think if it's 4P, the range that it's at, too, it's a bit high. It's not the best. If his 4P was as fast as other people's basic mash, let's put it this way. If his 4P was like Chip's 5P, he'd be the best character in the game. 100%. Because that's his biggest shortcoming, is he's an all-in character. You lean into what you're doing because if you falter in your game plan with Raven, you'll lose excitement, you'll lose your momentum, your damage will deal less, your combos will start to suffer, you'll get blown up because your stun modifier will go up, you'll get caught in the corner and you won't know how to get out. When you get going with Raven, you cannot let up at all. You want to make the opponent you have to make them want to leave the game. That's really how you play this character. He's an asshole. Literally, that is this character. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. But that also means that I joke and say that Raven carries me and this and that and blah blah blah, but I think he's a great example of how, I solo main. I know I have a chip secondary now for fun, but I'm usually a solo main in fighting games, because when I'm presented with a situation, and this is what I think is the beauty of fighting games in a lot of ways, if I'm presented with a difficult situation, and it's because of my character's shortcomings, it's up to me as a player to adapt to that. So the same way that, remember how everyone's Anji needs a command grab? And it's no, Anji players need to deal with the fact that they don't have one.
I was literally
Definitely
joking with my
better.
friend earlier today. I was like, what if they just gave him a command grab follow up on Fujin? Just like throw it on Dust for no fucking reason at all. Just do it.
Could you imagine though? Because it's like it wouldn't make him like the best character or anything, but I promise you, Anju players collectively would be worse players because of that.
I know I definitely would be, because then I would just try to go for it like all the fucking time.
Well, exactly, and that's the problem with. I feel like not to get into a conversation about that, but I feel like that's the problem with Strive. Like they got rid of Leo's Rekka, but they gave him a command grab. Functionally, that character didn't lose anything. It's like, okay, you lost a Rekka, but it's like in a game where combos are short anyway, you functionally still have access to what a Rekka would do with block string. So it didn't matter, but now you have a command grab. And Leo players got dumber because of this.
I feel like I don't see Leo's like command grab like so often though.
It's only
like
in Brynhilder's stance, that's why.
Yeah. It's just like I feel like most Leos I've seen probably just don't really go for the command grab. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's also like easy to just like interrupt.
It's interesting because I have seen a lot of Leo players make great use of it, and I've seen a lot of Leo players fish for it. And Leo players, if you fish for it, tend to have more flowcharty game plans, and that's why even though I'm happy to, like, as a player who wants people to get better, and by extension I want my opponents to get better so that I'm forced to get better to adapt to them, I will say that as a Raven player, probably the most precious thing that I have for my game plan is that Raven's weaknesses are not obvious to a lower level player. But to a higher level player, his weaknesses are huge. I feel like most characters have huge weaknesses though, because, you know, like Pat the Flip goes around, so Chip has literally every option in the world. He's got anything you could want, but he dies in 2 hits. Whereas Potemkin is the opposite. He tanks through everything. He doesn't have good options, but when his option comes, like, I think this is a pretty balanced game, all things considered. And so your job as a Raven player, henceforth, now that you are on this dark, evil path alongside me, is always build excitement. If you have a game plan, stick to that. You know, like, be smart. Like deviate for the sake of mix and whatnot. Like, don't just keep air dashing in or keep saying, like, I gotta keep excitement up, I gotta keep throwing out scratch. Like, play around your opponents. But if you start getting momentum, do not let that up no matter what. That's why I think, even though he's a zoner character, as people say, especially because his normals are mid-range, I think Raven becomes the most rushdown character in the game. That people will tell me I'm full of shit. They'll think that's a weird take and whatnot, but I promise you I would not be playing him if he wasn't rushdown.
It's Guilty Gear. Every character is rushdown.
Right? But I think that it's like, in the way that Soul players just want to keep going in, the thing is Soul players' desire to go in is just because there's no reason not to. With Raven, once he started going in, you suffer if you stop doing that. You will lose access to things if you don't keep doing it. That's what I like a lot about this character, is feeling like once I'm in, like, that's it. And instead of having to create such a fucked up, weird, confusing mix-up game plan like Zato or whatnot, and be like, okay, I want to go in, but I gotta hide it. It's like, no, I know that you know that I'm staying in. So my goal is to make that the worst experience for you possible, instead of trying to hide what I'm doing. That's where I have a lot of fun with this character. That's why I like to command grab all the time, because it's like, it's just so rude. And I stay in, I get excitement, I get knockdown, I burn meter for follow-up. This character lets me play the game that I want to play, and once I've committed to it, or even when it's not working, my game plan doesn't change completely. There isn't like a, okay, I gotta take a breather here. It's like a, okay, I'm just gonna approach differently, or I'm gonna let you approach. But at all times, I'm thinking about setting up my offensive, which is Guilty Gear in a nutshell for sure, but
This is like unrelated, but on the note of what you said earlier about like low level Raven being like really good, but then like weaknesses start to show like high level. That's how I feel about Anji in Strive,
100%.
because like he like will dominate against a lower level player, but like the moment a player learns how to react to the jump in and the overhead and knows what to do against the spin, Anji just falls apart. Like he
Yep.
just sucks at that point. He's garbage.
And thankfully,
Like
Raven
his whole game
doesn't
plan is
suck.
out the window once the opponent learns how to react.
Exactly.
Because like he just can't do anything else.
When you learn that matchup, it's awful for an Anji player.
It's devastating. I'm just like, damn, you blocked literally everything. Now what? Because like Nagiha is like actually unsafe unless you like properly space it. So it's like you get punished for your own game plan if you don't actually hit them.
Exactly. And it's like I love playing Raven because I feel like I can work around his weaknesses, and I will admit that it took me a bit to acknowledge this. Honestly, it was like when I went to like TSB and I did so much better at Rev2 than Strive. I feel like when I used to like beat people that moved to Strive in Rev2 for a while, I was like, well, it's probably because they're used to a different game now, so I'm winning because this is the game I'm playing, and the speed of this game just means that they can't like their fundies get overwritten by the speed of the game. But then when I went to TSB and I played people who were also committed to Rev2, and I just did so much better against better Rev2 players than I did against worse Strive players, I kind of realized like, no, it's just this is just the game for me. Like I just know this game on a deeper level. It's the game's not carrying me against worse players, and I will admit that like maybe that's why I know how to at least identify, even if I don't always solve. I know how to identify problems and how to build my strategy around them. Like again, like finding out like, oh man, wait a minute, Raven doesn't have a DP. Raven doesn't have a reversal. It's metered. And at first I'm like, well, I'll just do that. And then I started realizing, like, well, I don't want to waste excitement. I don't want to burn meter. I got to learn system mechanics. I got to blitz. That's why I'm so blitz heavy now, is because it's, to me, it's better than blowing excitement in 50 meter. And if I time blitz and I do the parry blitz instead of the full blitz, then I can go into 2D, into ball. Or I can parry and then go for a back grab and put you in the corner. There's so many things that I can do as long as I think logistically about the shortcomings and build a strategy around it. I do feel like Rev2 as a game promotes that better than Strive does. I do feel like my understanding of Rev2 compared to other games helps me to deal with that better. But I do feel like Raven as a character is someone who has very, very strong weaknesses, but he has so many tools to set the game up to build around that. Again, you know, you can survive a corner situation, but you're relying on system mechanics the same way that Potemkin has to rely on, like, dead angle and shit. But Raven's snowball is so good that a good Raven player knows, I don't want to get in the corner. I'm going to do whatever I can to prevent that and never let it happen. That's where things like stance come into play, because it's like, if I see, like, Leo's going to back turn and he wants to go for the overhead, which is, like, meaty, he's not getting that shit. I get 5 frames on that stance, I'm out. That frames... My stance is active before his overhead hits. If I see Leo wants to like mix me up, knock me down, put me in the corner, I'll just stance. I don't have to get knocked into the corner. I'll eat it all up. Shit like that. He has like esoteric tools to prevent his bad situations. But when he's in his bad situations, you just have to play good and play honest, which is crazy. Raven and honest in the same sentence. You didn't know that from me.
It's a secret.
That's a secret. Don't tell anyone I said that. They'll get mad at me. They'll say, like, you don't know. They'll pull up their pedigree of, like, 800 hours learning one missed minor combo with Johnny, and they'll tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't know the true ground-based footsies.
If I say Raven's honest on a public platform, or if someone watches this VOD, Croxing Socks is going to show up to my house, and he's going to backdash cancel into burst super immediately. And he'll take a whole round from me. This dude undertoes you in the corner. It's fucked up.
I want to say the last thing about a Raven, this move J2K. Like, what do you
Yeah.
primarily use it for? I believe it's a cross up because like I've like thrown orb and then I'll go behind and do it.
Yep, I like to do it for cross up. Let me get my controller to work again. A better Raven will probably tell you a better way to use that move. Let me put it this way: I've never heard of the higher level Ravens talk about J2K that much, which might mean that it's not really a good move, but it's a command normal, which means it exists for a reason. It's not a filler. What I like about it is, you know, obviously, stop short. You know, I can like jump up. Where's my K button? There we go. You know, I can go like. Whoop. It's fun to do that, and you know, like to just get that weird cross up. I like to do this a lot. I'll like backdash into like the paint stroke, or like that if I think you're gonna approach on me. And if you start to learn about like my jump over backdash, then I'll stop my backdash early into the J2K. And then like, so like watch this. If I like keep doing this, this is a really weird situation. Like I'm kind of putting you on like 5-dimensional chess right now, but like bear with me. I might like do this, right? See how far his backdash puts him? Maybe you see me do that and you anticipate that. So try to move forward to like where I am when I jump over you. So see, like, then you've gotten me in that position that Raven doesn't want to be in. So think of how fast like a character like Chip is. The second a Chip starts seeing me do this, like I'm done for. They're gonna be like, okay, I'll bet I'll meet you there, and I might try to do that to like beat them out. But look at that, even as Raven, you still got counter hit on me. What I can do is if you want to walk over here after I do the jump, look at that. I've caught you in your dash or in your movement. It's just also useful, like in the same way that you'll see Potemkin like to do JD a lot. It's also good for like I've got you in the corner. Let me like I knock you. Oops, I knock you down, and when I do that, it's once again it's great for this greasy, grimy mix up.
I see.
You can also do it. I'm gonna fuck this up because I'm on the keyboard, but if I do this just right. Can you not actually? Wait, am I?
I don't think you can J2K from that. I've like tried it before.
Wow. Okay. Never mind then. All right. Alrighty. Can I also? I wonder if I can. Sorry, I'm like laughing now. That's stupid. But yeah, I just like it as like you know, like Elfelt's Pineberry. She like pauses in the air for a second, and that can like disrupt people's like answers. It's like one of those moves. While we are here, I am genuinely curious to see what Dustloop says about this move, though. I guess to be honest with you, everything I'm saying about this move, I have no external context. Everything I'm saying about this move is my own opinion. I have no idea like what the meta says about this move. So I could be misleading you entirely. It might just be like a terrible move.
I can like tell you alt tab because the game turned into like a slideshow.
Oh my god. Okay, here. So here's what it says. There's no Gatling option. It halts air momentum, which is obviously really good. Can cross up. You cannot FD cancel it. It against grounded opponents can only combo on crouching or counter hit. I didn't know it could do a combo at all. And they say Raven stops, pops up slightly, and does a knee drop all the way to the ground. The air break effect is good for baiting ground anti-airs or juking air throws. Very useful. That's cool. Okay, that's a good use for it then. Yeah, you can stop people that you think are going for air throws and hit them. That's neat.
I see.
Oh, hi,
Cool. I
Ian.
think
That's Ian in
I think
chat.
that's everything.
I just realized Ian in the chat saying, "Hey, I know this character." But yeah, I guess my advice to you, my homework to you, is we went over the basics of Raven into some of the advanced stuff. It was probably a bit like fragmented. I probably could have if I planned this and didn't just ad lib the whole thing, I probably could have been a bit more concise. But it's a bullet point again. Snowball character, loves to get in. Oppressive Oki. He's more concerned with Oki than long combos. Raven has short combos, doesn't have a lot of damage. His excitement gauge is the key to continuing his Oki, making it stronger, getting more damage. So you always want to build excitement, and you want to keep excitement. My advice to Raven players that are new to him are... My biggest thing is master the stance. I think Adapt said on the Rev2 review, I thought it was so funny. He said he's learn stance. You will die a lot learning how to optimize this. That is okay. Please go through that hard work. Die a lot to master stance. Stance is just godlike. I had a period of time where I started autopiloting and I stopped doing stance a little bit, around the summer. I was just getting destroyed. And then I was like, why? And I was like, right, for some reason my stance has left my muscle memory, and I decided to just sit in the lab and inject it back into all my combos. And when I did that, I started getting perfects on that. It was so funny. So really, really optimize stance. You love command grab. I don't need to tell you anything about that. You probably love it too much, just like I do. You're probably in the dangerous side of it, like I am now. So there's that. But that's a big thing. Learn your combo follow-ups on command grab. If you're going to go all the way as to burn meter for multiple grabs, 5k after the bounce towards you will give you a free air combo. You can end that in Scratch or JD, which is awesome. If you're going to double dunk, get the 7 ticks of excitement. Go crazy. Why not? There's some cool setups with Raven too. You can actually get 2 up to 3 scratches in a single combo if it's in the corner, off the grab. It's especially easy in characters like Potemkin. Maybe Ian in the chat, the ball does a lot of damage. Maybe I'll be able to do this. I'm getting some bad delay, but let me make sure I'm doing it with my heavy. Okay. Slash. Yeah, you can do a... It's gonna be really hard to do on a keyboard. Bear with me. Kills you. What you can do is you can grab someone in the corner, and then you can jump. You can do a forward jump into a quick combo, jump cancel it into Scratch, and then you can just mash Scratch. Once that first Scratch comes out, it'll push you back, and you'll still be able to get a second one, and then you can OTG a third one if they don't tech it fast enough. It's hilarious. On Potemkin, it will be 3 hits guaranteed. On smaller, lighter characters, that third one is a Blackbeat combo. But who cares? You got 2 scratches for free. It's so cool. So, those are my 3 things. Learn stance. Learn stance because excitement is important. Always learn your command grab follow-ups. And then lastly, all your combos always should end in Scratch, JD, 2D, or if you're spicy, you command grab. It's a particular situation. But you need to always end in knockdown or excitement gain. If you don't, you wasted your combo. And obviously, you want to end in a knockdown because you want that Oki. If you don't get the knockdown, you don't get excitement, you don't get the free Oki, and you're giving the opponent more time to adapt to you and to keep you out, and that's scary. You'll start losing your excitement, you'll get hit in the corner, a Slayer will pile bunker you with some shit, and you just unplug your controller, the round's over.
Pile bunker's insane with the amount of damage it does.
Oh my god, with Raven's stun modifier too. I think Raven wins the matchup. I think a lot of Raven players will get murked by a Slayer and be like, oh my god, this character's so good. what are you supposed to do? And it's like, JK to be the 6P, throw the needle out, YRC, and then if you think he's gonna 6P through the needle, just blitz. Like, just watch what they're doing, for Christ's sake, and just, like, play around that. I swear to, this is what I mean, is, like, when I say Raven carries people, I mean, there are, like, mid-level Ravens that, like, will play against a character who can capitalize on his weaknesses, and then they'll say the character's, like, busted or some shit, and it's like, no, you just don't know how to deal with your own weakness because no one has, like, learned that you have gaping holes. Like, you have to, that's fighting in fundamentals, you have to address your weaknesses before your opponent does. So, just get creative with those things. DM me, anyone that's in chat too, like, feel free to DM me if you want, like, to be reminded on specifics or whatnot, because this VOD is probably going to be obnoxious to scrub through. Maybe if I upload it, maybe I'll timestamp it with, like, particulars, but, or, like, condense it, but, just get creative to deal with these situations. YRC Neil's awesome. There's always a way around the counterplay. And eventually the opponent is going to learn the counterplay, and you will start to realize that this top tier has some issues. But you don't have to have those issues, you know? Just, like, learn how to blitz in the air, learn how to beat 6P with blitz, learn how to YRC needle, maybe stop short, learn how to J2K to bait shit. Get in your opponent's head, learn what they're doing, and don't autopilot just because Raven's Oki plan is so simple. The Oki's easy, but if the opponent doesn't know how to beat it, that's on them. As soon as they learn how to block, then the real game starts. Good luck in your endeavors as Raven. I'm glad you're playing this awful, fucked up character.
So much fun.
I know, honestly. Alright, do you want to move to the other lobby then?
Yeah.
It's getting late, but fuck it. Still 30 minutes until Rev Tuesday, so. I'd love to, Ian, if you're in the chat, I'd love to get you and Moses to do like a Slayer workshop someday that you actually have a Tuesday off. I think that would be so cool. Alright, let's go join the other VC.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Liam
Hello?
is ready to be an awful fucked up Raven.
Nice.
Awesome, I love it. Where's the lobby, Avery?
I made it specific, so it's not like it's search ID.
Okay.
Okay, I can do that combo now. See, I'm learning combo 1, you feel me?
Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade. Ooh, awesome.
That sounds sexy, I'm not gonna. Oh, I got him! I can do this all day.
I mean, I want to say no. I just realized that this
Do the same thing, mash and pee as hard as I could.
Be part of the
Mikhail, like, what's the counter? What's on the full
Hey
steps?
Matt. Hey Matt. You had two birds to deal with now.
Oh, it's because I was matching.
Did it with no meter.
These nuts for no meter.
Joey McCall's a bitch.
I'm gonna tell everyone in this chat. I was saying it earlier on the stream, but because we're still streaming, but I feel like people don't know this. Something I covered a lot, and the VOD's gonna be like obnoxious to watch, so you guys don't. I'm not gonna tell you guys to go and watch the VOD. I'll just tell you now. I was talking about how Raven actually has like really, really gaping weaknesses, but they're not immediately obvious at lower level. You know how I do needle into YRC air dash all the time?
Yeah.
Just blitz it.
Yeah, I know. I just forget a lot of the time.
I mean, in my person, like, I understand some of the stuff, and also my problem is I suck at using grabs in other Guilty Gear games.
No, fuck it, just hold blitz. You don't even have to do like the parry. You can just like do the charge blitz.
You just hold blitz.
Because you'll absorb the needle.
Absurd. So like the network, App Store network.
This sucks that this like is not working.
Can I just run through Steam?
Also,
I'm worried that I fucked up the port.
Mikhail, I was wondering, like, a while ago you said you wanted to play some SF5.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I remember like, a few weeks back you were like, anyone want to play SF5?
I'm so sorry, bro. You sound kind of robotic. What about you, SF5?
No, man, it's just my soul having been crushed.
Oh no.
Gear.
Saying was, you said you wanted to play some SF5 a while back?
Oh yes, yes, yes. I did say that, indeed.
Do you remember? Or you still
Shit. You want to play right now?
No,
Ian's interested in doing. Oh, it's this. I didn't know it was like this big. I thought it was like Chili's chicken.
Oh no.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you. You're the best.
Wait,
Anyway,
what? The fuck did I take damage from? Whatever.
Ian, I want to bring Ian on to do a Slayer workshop with you.
I'm just saying, I want to participate in that.
I think it'd be really cool to get you guys to like do some Slayer shit for like an hour and have you
Right.
like, tell you advanced Slayer stuff.
I'm only letting the way of the dandy.
We'll get a good Slayer, and then we'll get Crackhead Slayer. Gotcha.
And then maybe if enough time goes by, we'll get Crocs and Socks in.
God.
Oh my god,
Slayer.
Serena, this chicken fucking rock. I wish my controller would work. Oh, it's working now. I'm just gonna lower my graphics settings a little more again. It was being kind of frustrating. I have stream running on hardware encoding. That's probably why I should have moved it back to CPU.
Oh, that's not good for me.
Oh, that's super not good.
That's not fair.
Well,
That's not fair. No follow up. I don't.
you probably should have just. I think you could have just backdashed away,
No,
or just blocked.
I can't. I'm like vulnerable during that.
Actually, you probably could have just blocked.
Could I?
Yeah.
I don't think I could block.
I mean, you can do anything instantly in a. With
Let's
in
get it.
a-
Oh my god.
You're only minus if
startup
you're a
or
bitch.
time, you can do anything instantly, pretty much.
Well, that means you posted a while back, Mikhail. You're only minus if you're a bitch.
You're only minus if you're a pussy, man. I'm telling you.
Johnny.
You just got unblockable setups, so.
That's funny.
Just give him a bit.
Don't RC.
Tell you like my trailer.
Damn. I just saw it actually, yeah.
Yeah, I know. What would you do without me?
I will let you know, it did not crop correctly on Instagram though.
I didn't post it on Instagram.
Okay. Making sure.
Maybe I'll just re-export it like an Instagram version.
I'm dead for sure. Once you do that, dump what you're doing.
Yeah, full meter.
Wait, oh my
doesn't
god.
anymore.
Okay, I got chipped that time for sure. That was definitely chipped.
Oh, I hit the wrong
You also
button
didn't
again.
do it.
Goddamn.
What you got? A little sexy though.
I just realized, Mikkel, you're playing Rev2.
I sure am.
Yay.
Guess who's playing? Guess who's just playing?
Who's he playing?
I said guess.
Yes? Fucking...
Yes, man. Hello.
Low hard? That means fucking.
Soul?
Oh, your mother's a 2-time fucking. You lucky
Oh
you
yeah,
don't
he's
drink.
playing Johnny. That's funny. Alright, I could
I
watch
thought you just
that,
walked
but
up.
I wanna spectate Liam. I wanna watch his Raven now.
Oh, good. Because I was telling the person in chat they like jam, so I was like, oh, we have a regular jam.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know if
Ah.
he's still here though.
Who did
Yeah,
that?
get the fuck off of me.
What's on this?
Go puzzle today.
But your mom made.
I'm dead for sure.
That's awesome. I love
Oh, I'm
my
dead
mom
for sure
then.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really tasty.
I'm almost there. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer.
Oh no, I'm stuck in the loop. I'm stuck in the loop.
Liam, I want to play. I want to play. Liam, I want to play. I want to play.
Okay.
Well, guess y'all are stuck with me now.
I'm about to get mixed by the left, right.
Oh
Leo.
fuck! I wanted to fight Noders too. Fuck.
Nope.
Sorry.
You lost
No,
your chance.
Liam, don't forget. They say there's a 6-frame window you can grab Leo when he goes in the back stance. That's cool and all. Guess what's 5 frames? Stance, baby.
Fucking nerds be like.
Don't forget. When in doubt, stance.
If I was one in doubt,
Just like
DP.
Adapt said, you're gonna die a lot for doing it, but it's worth it in the end because once you master stance, nobody's gonna want to play Rev 2 with you anymore. You know how they say Rev 2 is a ghost town? That's why. The Raven player's throwing stance out.
Oh, I like that all.
I'm calibrating. Okay.
Ooh. Alright, Leo, I'm gonna be an annoying ass coach. I'm gonna coach you.
And backseat game.
Alright, I like that. 2H to Scratch. Scratch is a really good block string ender. It spaces you out. It becomes very safe.
Intention reinstalling Visual Studio. I'll be right back.
Be careful.
Oh, shit.
Yeah! That's awesome. Wow, what a fast learner. Okay, let's not get too crazy. Start throwing out 5D like that.
You know.
You know, mix them up a bit. That's a pretty stick of butter you got there.
Okay.
Yeah, Leo's Sonic Boom has priority.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. Great time to do reversal. You can do it again. That's why I like lead him at. Ooh, really good 5K for the anti-air.
Cool.
Yeah, be careful, you'll die.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, you
Man,
sniped
Johnny
him with
combos.
that. That was awesome.
Ah, you backed up.
No follow-up, Matt?
Yeah. No follow up.
Finally.
Ah, that's bullshit.
25.
Fuck off me.
Oh, is that overhead?
Too. Leo's high-low mix. He has reactable overheads, but unreactable lows, so it's smart that you're blocking low on that. Basically.
I've learned from Strive Leo. That's why.
That move's
His
always
character's like basically the same.
right?
I mean, yes, but also
He has like a couple more moves, but like
I think
his
it's
game
like-
plan is basically the exact same.
Leo as a character.
he does a lot of his aerial stuff, but in exchange he got a command grab.
But what I
Oh,
mean is
Leo
it's like-
and Strive.
Leo
Yeah.
From Rev 2 to Strive changed the least, I think. It's like
No, yeah,
the
he-
thing that's
he-
different about
Yes and
Leo-
no. His general game plan is exactly the same.
Well, and that's what I mean. And what I was gonna say is, everyone who mains a character that went from previous games to Strive is gonna say the character's not the same, and that's totally true. But I think that Leo is the most similar to his previous counterpart because it's like the most fundamental things he lost is a Rekka, which is like in a game with short combos, like whatever, just block string. Like, a Rekka is just a special combo anyway. You got a command grab, you still have back stance. The fact that he still has parry and back stance, the fact that they say back stance can't block still, but has a parry and like the overhead, I'm surprised that stayed in. Like I was saying this the other day, but like when Abba is in season 4,
Yeah, okay.
the nuance of like Moroha is going to be completely gone. Instead, there's not going to be blood packs. There's not going to be like different health conversion rates based on whether it was blocked or not, and if you use blood pack or key grab to exit stance. No Goku. No meter for Moroha. She's just going to be able to key grab into Moroha, and her health is just going to drain like Naga's blood drain. Maybe not as fast, but that's what it's going to be. They're just going to make her health just go down, and she's just going to be like Goku.
I think they should, never mind.
Oh, shit.
Never mind.
How do you think Heyman will be in Strive?
Never.
Let me dream.
Personally, I think Dizzy and Strive. Very
Same.
nice.
I still want Slayer and Strive. I think that would be interesting. Oh shit, nice grab, Teddy.
That was not meant to be that, but okay, fine. Ah!
Oh, good grab.
Agreed.
Ah! I'm done with
Oh,
this.
that's bad. I'm dead.
Alright. Now, where the money is made.
Teddy! The 1 pixel. Again.
There's way too much fucking damage.
So it's very likely that I could get in a game and my controller will just like fuck up. If that happens, I'm sorry.
That happens, I KM.
Yeah. Wow, the round star stance. They're great.
Wow, that hit.
Yes.
Ooh.
I did not mean to do that. I meant to just do a normal grab.
Ah.
Ooh, good grab. That sucks.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, good anti-air.
Yeah, man.
Shit. Ooh, almost caught that.
Oh, gamers.
Oh, gamer.
I want to play DNF Duel so bad.
DNF Duel was really cool.
Everyone played it but me. I'm like,
Really?
I want to play.
I didn't have a pitch
I didn't play it, unfortunately.
To
I was
play
like,
it.
I didn't play
I was like, I don't play this beta, it's fine. But it passed, I was like, I really want to play DNF Duel.
Fuck.
I also want to play it. Seems interesting. Also, this kind of just play any Arceus game that just comes up.
Hey, Liam, nice TP.
Oh, you lucky fuck. Good shit.
Ooh, good. Oh, Chip.
Oh, fuck.
You got Chip.
I didn't think about that.
Real quick before the next game, let me just pee real quick.
I wonder if it'll let me switch stream to software encoding. in the middle of it. Let's find out.
I love how I had to restart my computer one more time because when I finished restarting after installing Visual Studio Xrd gave my computer a freaking heart attack or something. I don't know why. But
It's like, I want to make it to the Rev2 Tuesday stream raid, but I don't want to, like, enter a game right now when everything's on my GPU, because I was an idiot. Because I'll drop frames.
yeah, more. Man, I had to. I tried getting an upgrade for my RAM, but the freaking parts I bought did not work for my computer. So then I was just like, okay, gotta return them. And using Unreal has been like, God, I need to properly upgrade my RAM. Unreal just takes a shit on my computer's RAM.
Oh my god, Ted.
Okay, Slayer versus Guardian.
Look at that. He was like, I'm not taking this. One hit. Here's my burst. I don't want to see a combo. Like, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll get hit by like one hit, and it's not even gonna be like a crazy conversion, but I just burst because like the mental stack alone. I'm like, I don't have the time to be worried about your combo. I need to do what I was gonna do.
Hands, please.
I was like, fuck it, we do it.
Man,
What the fuck?
Why did I do that? Game.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean, Leon. See how hard it is to get out of the corner once you're in?
Slayer's so cool.
Shit.
Oh, cool. You technically took that burst. Just pretend it was intentional.
He is very cool, but
Nice name as fuck.
he's forever back.
Honestly, the matchup is just seeing two characters, and I'm like, I really like this character's gameplay and stuff, and this bad.
Oh, you go low profile that.
Thank you, Ian, for that.
Her hair looks tasty. Yeah.
Oh no, you got these shit.
Yeah, there we go. Start using stance more. Jam wants to approach you. Awesome. Let her. I feel like I can someone slowly get killed. Awesome.
Hopefully this goes well. You lay 1 frame. 2 frames.
Raven is such an obnoxious character that I feel like the nature of my being a Raven main and a Raven king could deteriorate my own relationship. And that's look at him.
I love someone just being like, dude, I thought you retired.
Oh my god, Teddy!
I love that.
And she does like, I love how it's like such a slow like clip.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Oh, the 6P into the anti-air grab. That's awesome. I love that.
He blocked. From Madman.
You can fish for it, Liam.
I know. I won't.
Damn.
Who's gonna spend their meter first? God, 2 whole
Go!
This needle carries me, honestly. I feel like I use it so much.
The win neutral button.
It's the get away from me button.
I love doing it on Potemkin because he's like, wow, I already don't have good movement.
Oh,
You're gonna
shit.
add this? You want to force a Potemkin to do slide head or ICPM? Hit him with needle. They'll get desperate. And then it's awesome because you can just keep throwing needle out. How funny is it? Like, that's why that matchup is awful for Pot. Not only are you throwing a projectile out, but it's a projectile that also shuts down slide head. Because you jump over it. It's not okay.
Yeah, you better use that fucking burst.
Damn it.
My red shirt, though, my red t-shirt.
So Slayer flying against Soul, being like, hey, we're looking at you.
Wait a second.
Man, it's a fucking go nuts.
I'll play more tip for you.
Oh, good grab.
That was so good. I think he should super. Oh.
I try to, actually.
Boy, you know. This is fucked up. Like, I'm watching Liam play, and he's doing the shit that I do. He's doing, like, round star anti-air grab. Like, no optimized Raven does that.
Fuck.
I think what I am gonna do though, guys, is right at 10:30, I'm probably gonna raid the other stream.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Okay.
That's
Because then
fine.
I can take the streaming load off my PC, and then I can actually play some games with you guys at like full FPS.
Oh,
Ice cream.
So what you want to do in this matchup, Liam, is Leo's Sonic Boom is just it's so good against Raven if you don't know how to play around it, because it will overtake all of his projectiles and his air dash. But it's awesome for stance because it's a multi-hit.
what
Especially
that
if it's
was?
a heavy one. The big thing is too is for Leo to throw out. I'm sorry, I'm like exposing your game. For Leo to throw out a Sonic Boom, it's a charge, so he has to move backwards.
Damn.
So Leo has to be moving out of your range for it to happen. Which is awesome because as you continue to close the gap, you should really you should go for stance, but you should also do what I told you about how you can use FD to stop your dash right away. So if you don't feel like you can teleport through it with dash, you can FD to block it as long as you're slowly encroaching on Leo. What's awesome too is the distance he wants you to be at for back turn. You don't need to get in that range. Once you're close enough, you can beat out his Sonic Booms with longer range pressure. 2H, scratch. You can jump over it into JD. If you're close enough to jump in JD, you're not in range for him to be able to get behind you. There's a really like specific range that Leo really suffers at against Raven. It's just about getting in that spot. So Matt's really good about like constantly throwing out Sonic Booms to make it hard for you to get close enough for that range to be useful. And then once you get closer, he's really comfortable with just like rushing you down to close that gap before you get to it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's when you want to start mixing up with like stance and shit. It's a scary matchup because I think what Leo fucks me over with as a player is I do think like his bread and butters are just a lot longer than other characters, and they might not deal a ton of damage, but there is such a time when I get hit, I do have to
Where
wait a
was my
while
RC?
compared to other characters. and that like gets me like antsy because I hate like having to wait.
Oh, that was a really good mix-up, Teddy.
Hey, you better burst. You better die there.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm gonna wash my hands real quick because I ate chicken.
Oh, that was sick.
Chimkin.
Shit. Oh, that was bad. That was also bad.
oh, I thought it'd be. Well, damn.
Alright, I'm gonna raid after this game.
Damn.
Whoa, whoa.
Damn it.
What the hell was that lag?
I don't know why the game's just not running properly.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's enough, and it's not running consistently. GG's. No, yeah, it's slowing down, dropping frames like crazy. I don't know why.
Real engine 3, baby.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds me. I'm actually having fun playing the game in the workshops, but the game's just so not being stable right now. Such a oof. I feel like I'm getting a better idea of how to do pressure in this game compared to like stuff. It's just a matter of actually learning better from. Actually, not even that. I feel like I feel it's more so actually knowing better how to fight Slayer and
I'm
shit.
gonna raid the other
I
stream.
mean, in that particular instance, yeah, it's a matter of I don't know the matchups enough to actually
Fighting
play
Slayer is just
properly.
guessing.
I mean, yeah, essentially, it's just kind of
Slayer
like
is guessing. It's like so.
it's like sometimes I guess properly and you get hit by the gunplane. Sometimes I get hit in the face by pile bunker, and you break my jawline. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna close stream up, but thanks to everyone that came out. It was fun trying to do a more teaching segment for Guilty Gear Workshop, which kind of, I feel like, fits with our vibe, so I want to keep doing those. I want to get more people. So anyone that's watching, if you're still watching, if you're new to this game, there's a character you're interested or whatnot, shoot me a DM on Discord or Twitter. I'm minatums on everything. And I can try to find you a player
That was
with
hot.
your character, and I can pair you up and do a little workshop on stream one of these weeks. But for now, we're gonna raid Path to Flip. You know, the usual Rev Tuesday. Ian said he's entering, so wish him luck. Hopefully, Crocs and Socks doesn't win like the 4th time in a row. So thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm gonna play.
Someone presses a button in the elevator. They then say the ship's trash. Not even sound anymore.